Guys, welcome back. I want to discuss some stuff regarding latest buyer, uh, which I thought possibly, eBay buyer, which I thought possibly may have been a scammer, but in reality, I don't think so. And my point is for this video is what I'm gonna discuss is that a lot of those buyers are not scammers. The situations that I had was that buyer purchased DVD set, new sealed DVD set, was like TV series, and it was October 5th when he purchased it. So it's almost was it 2.5 weeks ago, and he received the set on October 9th. So today, very early in the morning, like I think it's 6 in the morning, since I don't, my sleep schedule is always messed up. I sleep sometimes in the afternoon or evening or like at night rarely. Usually I'm up all night. And that's what happened. I was still not sleeping around 3 in the morning. And I got messages from this buyer saying that this DVD set, it was a complete series, like 3 seasons. So he messaged me like in capital letters that season 3 discs are missing from the case. And it's so rare that you right away, as any of you who've been reselling for a long time on any platform, kind of would be like strange. It's kind of a new seal DVD set. How the discs can be missing, right? But anything is possible, guys, So you don't kind of right away. I always try to see the user, as you guys probably already also do the same thing, eBay username, and check, and also pattern of what was happening before the purchase. In this case, the pattern was why I thought it's possible, like at the time was leaning towards that it's a scammer, is that this buyer sent me numerous offers before purchasing this set. He sent me like 3 offers and I counter offered, and then he sent me another counter offer. I sent, so they have 3. So on the last one that he counter offered, I accepted it. So we're kind of back and forth, but that's what's been happening lately a lot. So people, currently not a lot of people have money, so they try to save money. So you don't think it's every person like this that sends you offers like global, or it depends, of course, on what item it is, but on DVD sets, usually it's like, whatever. It's possible that person just tries to save money on them and not trying to have bad intentions, but you never know. So I accepted his offer, which was, like I said, October 5th, and he paid, and I shipped it and he got it October 9th. Now, another strange part that's kind of considered to be because of counter offers. It's kind of already like, a bad situation in a way you're thinking about. It's one of those red signals, like bad signals or whatever it's called. Um, then another signal for me was that he got it. I checked on date that he purchased and the date that he received it by USPS. It was October 9th, and today is October 21st. So I'm like, what the hell? Also another kind of thinking in your head, like, how come he was like took him so long, almost 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, whatever, to open this and check, right? Because that's what happens. Like on eBay, that's another thing that I can discuss. We'll touch up on it a little bit. Um, the people get the product, usually they will inspect it, right, thinking about it, but they have 30 days, and whatever, he 2 weeks, kind of strange that he just opened it whatever yesterday, most likely, or maybe he didn't notice it. It's supposed to be 9 discs, so each season had 3 discs, so 3 is 6, so he was supposed to have, instead of 9, if he was saying the truth, 6 discs and not 9 discs. So anyway, that was another kind of uh, warning sign, signal, bad signal. That's possibly a scammer. Another one was that he didn't attach, you know how in messages now when they complain about something, a lot of buyers, not just in messages but also in return cases when they open, they attach photos that something is broken or missing. This buyer didn't attach any photos into the messages. He was just saying its discs are missing. Okay, and he was like all over, like writing big send, like a lot of stuff. Then all of a sudden he started to write, send me season 3 now, send me season 3. Then when you have to always be professional anyway, it doesn't matter if you think it's a scam or, because you never know. Then of course I said I apologized once again, that because it's a brand new sealed DVD set, so like I don't even remember if ever this happened to me, that there would be missing discs from new sealed set. It's kind of very unusual situation, but anything happens in this life. So you don't anticipate it, but you don't presume right away it's a possibility that this guy is a scammer. Red flags, not signals. Even there were like red flags already, a lot of them. So I said I apologized, and what kind of beforehand he was writing all this in capital letters, please send me season 3 discs or refund me now. Said please go into your order and open up return case, and I will be glad when you return it, I will gladly refund you after I check everything. On that message, he was actually messaging like he was reading like every, like not one of those buyers that just messages you disappears for like a couple of hours. This dude was actually messaging back very fast. He said, I can't send it back, I'm disabled and I am like at home all the time. Like what is, well, you know what I'm talking about. So he said he's disabled. Can be a red flag also. It's one of the things that some scammers use, as you guys know from your own experiences. So that was another kind of red flag. Now, after he said it, and he started messaging me once again, please send season 3 discs now or refund me now. And there are a bunch of messages already, like a lot, and it was early in the morning. So I told him that, as you can see from my, because I can, another thing which I want to discuss, I went into his which was also questionable, I went into his user on eBay, and that's what you always do, you check his feedback to left for other buyers. And that's when I was very questioning myself if it's a scammer or not, because he didn't leave any negative. I went through, he has like seven pages of feedback that he left for buyers. There was no negatives he left. It was all positives. And I checked what he was buying recently. He buys a lot of DVDs, which made me think right away that most likely that's what he's telling the truth, most likely. It's not like guaranteed, but was already not red flags, but when it's a good sign, I guess green flags. Green flags also. So I checked, he didn't leave any negative for any sellers. And he was on eBay from 2008. So that made me kind of think already a little bit different, and I'm like, anything's possible, it's possible. So anyway, I told him that he still needs to actually, sorry about that, guys, so I'm all over the place as usual. So he actually, after I messaged him about sending it back for refund, opening up return, instead of opening a return case, he opened up item not received case. He opened item not received case, that he did receive the product, the item, And then inside the item not received case, he in the comments he put in, I didn't not all discs. I didn't receive all the discs. That was already making me think most likely at that point. Because if you think it's a scammer, if you think right away it's a scammer or possibly a scammer, you think it's strange. Why would a scammer try to do something? Because what would have happened when he opened up item not received case, that actually favors me as a seller, because I just went and put tracking information in, and that's it. And then what would have happened, I could have just waited like 5 days now, they give, or 7, I don't remember. And eBay would have checked that he received it, and they would have closed the case in my favor. So in that case, I was like, no freaking way, it's not, like, it's very weird scammer. Weird, like unusual behavior. Because scammers usually they either may ask for partial refund, as you know, but he didn't ask for partial, he was asking for full refund. And scammers usually, if you tell them like they need to open up a return case, it's like and things like that, they usually may disappear, right, completely, and not even open a return case, because they try to test you, kind of your experience. But he actually, I messaged him once again, I have to be professional. I said that's most likely a manufacturer's defect. As you guys know, there are a bunch of products produced at factories, doesn't matter what kind of product it is, which may have missing parts with any product. So there is always possibility of that. With DVDs, like I said, it's like, I don't even remember. Maybe long time ago something like this may have happened, but someone who sells a lot of media may have ran into it more. But I do sell a lot of media, and I didn't. That was very weird kind of situation. So that's why I thought like there was a lot of red flags from the beginning for that buyer. But anyway, so he opened item not received case. Then I told him, no, I went into messages back, like I said, back and forth. Said you need to close, because they can close that item not received case and still open a return case. So eventually he didn't know how to do it. That right away he was asking me like, where do I go, like how do I do that? Right away at that point I kind of was already leaning more towards green flags. This is normal buyer who's probably like realistically disabled. You know, like I already think that's, after looking at his feedback that he left for sellers, for how long he's been on eBay, and the only things that were like kind of pointing to that direction, that his messaging behavior in the beginning, where he was very kind of not rude or cursing or anything, just writing in capital letters like, please refund me now. And I understand, you know, there are people, especially you don't know the person's disability, it's very important. And he buys DVDs, most likely watches a lot of that stuff, a lot of different movies, TV series. And that was probably his first experience also, you know, with a situation like this, that he got a new sealed DVD set and it's disc were missing. It's like strange. So anyway, after again more messages, I pointed him, like I said, you go into your order, and I mean into your case where you open that item not received case, you close that item not received case, and then you go into your order, from that order, and there is going to be an option to open the return case, and then you select one of the options. And I told them to select, there is an option missing parts or pieces, which is basically what it is. But eventually also what I did, I went onto USPS website and I explained to him that, for like, if he can't go to post office or drive there, he can schedule USPS to come over to him and schedule pickup at certain day and time, and sometimes they will call you to confirm, and they will stop by and get the package from him to return to me for refund. And I sent him that USPS link with that form that he needs to fill out to schedule a pickup from USPS. And when I sent him this link for USPS schedule pickup form, he messaged me back saying, it didn't give me any return label. He was thinking that that form that he will get prepaid free return label to ship that back. And then I had to explain to him that no, you need to go into, when you open up the return, you select the return reason, then you'll get prepaid return label. So finally, he disappeared. Didn't message me for like 20 minutes. Oh, by the way, also I did attach a copy link for the help and contact on eBay for automated chat. That window that comes up where you ask eBay to call you back, and if he has problems for eBay to call him back, and they will talk him through. I mean, explain to him how to do this, open up return, where to go, because like I cannot call him. I mean, you can. I mean, to provide greatest customer service, ask for his phone number, but he would be strange. But eventually, after maybe he didn't get in touch with eBay, because after about 30 minutes, I got notification, my message that item not received case was closed. And then he opened the return case, and instead of, I told him to select missing parts or pieces, he selected doesn't match descriptions or photos, which is also true. It's a true reason, because in reality, the set, if it's missing CDs, it doesn't match, because there's 9 discs on a DVD case, but in reality inside were 6. So that's also true. So it's not missing parts or pieces, which is also going to be a ding, and that's going to be also a ding on my account also as a seller, because in reality, you think, as all our sellers think, that's not your fault. But ultimately, this is considered to be seller's fault, because even though you think it is a manufacturer defect in reality, because they apparently made the TV series DVD set, but 3 discs were missing. We don't manufacture them, so unfortunately that's how in eBay it is. It goes against you as a seller, and that's where you're gonna get hit for that, because that's how it is. And I mean, how many of us, I mean, we get new sealed product, we open it and see like if everything is complete. We don't do that. We sell it new sealed, and that's it. But when they open and say, like, when buyers open up that box and there's something missing, it's gonna go fall on us, on sellers, on eBay. You say it doesn't. Ultimately, it's your fault, not manufacturer's kind of fault. Even though you think, as a seller, I think in the back of my mind, it's not in reality my fault. It's manufacturer's fault, because they didn't. It's their mistake. But in reality, it's seller's fault. So anyway, he opened it. And once again, after I saw it, I apologized once again to him. Now, I think most likely, not even most likely, I think 99%, it's a legitimate normal buyer, not a scammer. He just, poor guy who got, like, I mean, unfortunately lucky enough, and me too, that I got the DVD set, and it didn't look like some kind of weird counterfeit set. Everything was there, barcode. The seal was absolutely normal. Nothing was ripped. It was firm. Like, case looked like regular, like nothing, like not a cheap case that press and it just breaks. It wasn't like that. It was like normal, and like you cannot tell. Like a perfect. If it would be a fake, it would be like one of the perfect counterfeit products. That's how it looked. So I mean, you cannot tell for sure. When I buy a lot of media, and I mean, it's impossible. I buy a lot of different products. It's impossible. Anything can be fake nowadays. So anyway, he opened it. He got a label finally, and now he told me he'll schedule USPS to come over to his place, pick up the package. I told him to put it into some kind of pack box, small box or envelope, put the label, and that's it. And I told him as soon as I receive it, I'll inspect it, of course, and issue him full refund. Because, like I said, that's why sometimes a lot of us, in this case, will think, wow, this is most likely a scammer, kind of thinking, DVD set, new seal, how the hell would it have missing discs, right? Like a trick. It went missing in transit. The discs just like went out of the case and left into the forest. But that's one of the things that comes with experience, guys. And I've already learned it, because I had a situation like that long time ago, not with DVD. sets or media. It was a different type, like some kind of, I don't remember what kind of product it was. Like it was one of the products which was also new, sealed, but it wasn't sealed all around. Like DVD set is sealed all around, as you know, or media, they seal it completely. But that was when seal, like you look at, I think it was board game, actually. That now I remember, board game, and it was sealed, like on seals, but not around all together, but like those seals, as you know, on board games, and it looked absolutely like nobody opened it. But it was opened, and then they sealed it back. That's why after that happened, every freaking board game that I bought after that, it was a long time ago, maybe 6 years ago when it happened. And that buyer was also turned out to be not a scammer. He was a normal buyer. And I, after that, I open all those board games when they don't have an all-around seal. Even when they do have all-around seal, it's not possible to predict. There are some people who have freaking ability to put the whole seal on. that's that's how it is nowadays, guys. Now people can do a lot of things. That's why new sealed, it's always sometimes maybe tricky. It's like now, like, what do you expect? Like any product can be like resealed, or you have to inspect. So after that happened with that board game, I opened every time I saw those types of seals on sites. I opened each box and inspected it, and then sold it as new open box instead of selling it as new sealed, because that will prevent this from happening, and that will save you time, nerves, stuff like that, and you don't have to deal with all this stuff, because, like I said, that guy, I think it's 100% is normal buyer. Just as lucky as me selling this kind of DVDs that was new, missing discs. He also got lucky buying this kind of product, and of course now it puts bad name on me too, because you have to stand behind your product that you sell. It doesn't matter. You're buying it from manufacturers. But if something missing, you buying it to sell it. It's not the manufacturing selling it to that buyer directly. You're selling it, so you have to kind of be behind that product and behind your customer service. But I told him I apologize. It can happen, and he, I think, understands already that. And he understood by looking at his feedback to other sellers, saying he didn't have any freaking bad intentions, because if it would be a scammer asking for partial refund, he would be like, not having or not opened that item not received case all of a sudden, you can tell legitimately that guy was like very upset, most likely because he's on disability, and he understood that it's gonna be tough for him to return it. That's because I don't know what kind of disability, and that's why you feel kind of, in a way, some commenters may say, you didn't have much money in that DVD set, whatever money you invested, like bought it. Why didn't you refund the poor guy? Just give him full refund and that's it. Let him keep it. But I don't know, guys. You let me know. I mean, we can all do that. After all that conversation with him, I was kind of already maybe leaning towards it, a little bit. It was he paid $28 plus shipping. So, like, if it would be like $10 set, I would have refunded him without him sending it back. I mean, but $28, I mean, you let me know. I mean, it's not a lot of money either. But if you think about the person's disability and how it's gonna take him to do that stuff, and I think in reality that he's a true, not a scammer. But it is how it is. Unfortunately, that's how life is unfair, guys. Sometimes, we think about it. If we're all gonna keep refunding everyone, feeling really bad, if it's a cheap item and you didn't pay much and you sold it for $5, no issues. Like, you just refund them and forget it. But sometimes when it goes a little bit over $25 and you think like every person will come in, it's not gonna happen all the time, but every person will start opening return key or like item not received, return, saying they're missing things, and then you're gonna feel bad for everyone and start refunding. What kind of business are we in? I mean, anyway, thank you for listening to this not important information. So be kind of always check 3 things. And I also wanted to discuss one more thing before I go. I know it's a long video, guys, but whatever. Thank you for watching, by the way. hit the like button to get a sale on Flipping and Easy channel. Give money to John and Jenna, guys. Anyway, what I want to discuss about this situation earlier, that I said that he got it on the 9th and opened apparently yesterday, 20th. On Mercari and Poshmark, that would not have occurred because they have 3 days. And that's what a lot of content creators don't, some discuss it. That's, in my opinion, this is fair kind of situation, right? Not to be honest, when a buyer gets it on Poshmark, they have 3 days to inspect it, and after third day, your funds get released to your account. Mercari, same thing. They have 3 days to inspect the item, your funds get released. eBay will never do that. They don't do that. That's why on eBay there are so many scammers. Even though you think it's a large percentage, but we sold like a lot of people. There are sellers that sell over 1,000, 2,000 items a day. Can you imagine how many scammers they get a day? How many negative feedbacks they may get a day? Neutral feedbacks, they get a lot because they sell a lot. And do you think you have time as like me reselling by myself to just go over so many thousands of items, deal with all this stuff with customers, and it's gonna be like your head gonna blow. You're not gonna be able to do anything at all. So that's my point. It was like one of the red flags, but in reality, you have to always check. The best way to check is to check their feedback to other sellers. And when I saw that he leaves only positives, no negatives, that was already leaning very much towards green flag territory, that it's a legitimate buyer, not a scammer. And also that he was on eBay from 2008, which is not like, but also when he opened up item not received case. Instead of return case, that was already leaning very greatly into, because I thought that he just too nervous and on disability, and people get really anxious and stuff about how they're gonna handle all this information. Don't know their disability respected. It's very important. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you next video. Take care.